And Trent, welcome back. You just came from the casting desk.
Yeah, pretty exciting series. You know,
Yeah.
obviously a lot on the line there. A little bit of that NA. You know, you were kind of hoping, you're like, oh, honestly, you kind of want those NA qualifiers to be as exciting as possible.
True.
And they sure are now. It's going to be the greatest event of the entire year. So
It just might be.
I
mean, they're
VP,
still
though.
TI further down the line, but you know.
Yeah, VP just looked too good, honestly. I think Game 1 definitely looked like something Optic could have executed. They were close. The first Roche didn't go their way. And then Game 2, little few
Do you agree with me that it wasn't cheese enough?
What, the second draft or the
No,
first?
the first.
No.
I feel like they needed to go all in.
I think fifth pick Drow is pretty all in.
It's.
But what else?
Did that game not feel over when they didn't get the second, like the first Roche, and then they just started losing momentum?
Yeah, that one.
If you don't get one Roche and that means you
close.
lose, I would consider that to be a little
But then
cheesy.
the game 2, they come back with like a more traditional draft, which I feel like if you're the underdog, like
Was that
Bulldog,
traditional?
what do you think?
Does
Well,
anyone think that was
traditional in a
traditional?
sense, like
CCCM
it's not crazy in any way. You're not trying to. You know, you want to juke and jive. You don't want to go head on against Virtus Pro.
I've seen you juke and jive.
All right, that's another story.
But when you play against VP, you know you're going to lose. So you got to spice it up a little bit.
Wait. I think every team is. You know, we just had an interview with Puppy where he talks about confidence and going in, and you just got to know that your ideas about Dota are the better ones, and you're going to do well with what you've been doing.
What?
Surely you don't go into a series knowing that you're going to lose.
It's in the back of your head. Come on, let's be honest.
Okay, it's in the back of your head.
Yeah.
Sure, but I'm not like thinking, oh, you know what, we're going to say.
I mean,
Yeah, but you know who's not there? A coach to mentally get them in that zone.
That's true.
Don't they have a coach?
Optic is one of the few teams that does not have a coach. And I think we talked about that on a panel at the start during the group stages. And the consensus at that point was, you've got PPD, you don't need no coach.
I don't know. When they won TI, it was PPD and the Bulba.
And SVG.
SVG was the next year.
No, they had two coaches
They
that
had
year.
two coaches?
As far as I'm aware, yes.
You sure about that?
We're seeing how well it's going with Bulba right now on EG, though.
I mean, stunning.
How useful can Bulba really be?
I mean, there's only so much you can do.
There's only
You know?
so many players
Yes.
you can assassinate off your own team.
He really wants to take that last
To be
spot.
fair,
That's the problem.
we're talking emotionally, and he has now gotten rid of fear and misery, which are two very bad emotions. So clearly the team should be feeling better.
That's actually.
That's a coach at work, baby.
I never put that together before.
Why are there
Yeah.
no players called Hope or something like that?
There's
There
faith.
was, there was innocence and faith.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Innocence
China's
and
gotten on
faith.
lock.
China's got the
They're
positive
positive.
emotions going.
NA is all like
We have
grim and.
calm, cool, and collected.
I mean, that's ironic though. That's
He's
a little
collecting
different.
himself right now.
He's trying
Yeah,
to
that was
change,
tough.
though. He's trying to change. He's improving. He's
Yeah.
becoming that a little bit. We all know how Reddit felt about him about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So he changed. He improved himself.
He
He
doesn't
definitely
go down
did.
mid anymore. He
Yeah.
actually fixed. Oh, I didn't even know he.
He probably has a Smurf, though.
Ah.
So that we don't know about.
That's the one that you just get all. You're like, okay, get rid of all my bad emotions.
Yeah.
Not
Alright.
on the team.
Let's talk about Secret and Vici Gaming.
Okay.
These two teams have had a rough road to here. I mean, they're in the lower bracket for a reason. I say that Secret maybe had a little bit of less rough because they made it through to the upper bracket a little bit longer. They've got like 4 matches played or something like that, or 5 perhaps. And Vici Gaming had to take the long route. They came out of their groups into the lower bracket, but they've made it this far. Sunsven, I know you are critical of Vici Gaming.
Am I?
Yes, because you keep bringing up their draft at
You
the
mean-
first day.
Oh, you mean you're talking
Oh,
about the
yes.
Lich
Yeah.
That
Treant
one.
combo? That one.
Yes.
Okay.
So talk to me a little bit about Vici Gaming in this tournament.
I don't know. They're just all over the place. We kind of talked about this in the first panel, but in case people missed it,
People probably missed it.
This is the microcosm of the entire year for Vici Gaming because they've just been super inconsistent. I think it
Yeah.
starts at Ori. He's just really on or really off. It just feels like it's a very black and white situation, you know. So that's what they need to work on, is just consistency. I mean, Secret, on the other hand, I thought they played pretty well this tournament, and then they just got stomped by Liquid. Like, it wasn't even close. Those 2 games were complete stomp. I think you were casting.
Yeah, I
if
was
I'm not-
casting those. That
That's
wasn't
a Trent
Dota.
curse right there.
Yeah.
But this should be a good match. I think Secret probably I would favor 65-35.
Well, that's
Wow.
very
Is
specific.
that
little,
fair? Is that a
little
little fair?
high.
A little high?
I don't know. Maybe like 63. I feel like
Oh.
you're just going crazy.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, thank
What do you think of this matchup, Trent?
I think their last match was a little bit better for them in terms of the draft and how it was suited, like up against Newbie. I think Newbie is someone who you look at and you know exactly what they're going to do. If you give them that Naga, they're taking the Naga, countered with the Zeus. Game looked pretty good throughout the rest of it, so they kind of cleaned them up. And then now up against Secret, I guess you can kind of focus on Yapsor, and that was the big success Liquid had. So as long as they can transition to the same idea of like focusing that specific player, shutting them down during the draft, maybe it'll look kind of like Secret's games versus Liquid.
Well, let's hope not for Secret's sake.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't a good one, Bulldog.
Yeah, it looked pretty bad. That's true for both of these teams. When they play in actual good opponents, one of those LGD, VP, or Liquid, they just get stomped. So both of them are really even in. They kind of go up and down, and sometimes they look terrible.
Yeah.
And sometimes they look okay.
Yeah.
But what can these teams do to make sure that the right teams show up? Like, what's the overlying factor that you feel like has to go well?
Give Ori a hero that he likes, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have a terrible game. And some people just play really badly with heroes they don't want to play. So just give him a hero he likes, and he'll be happy.
I think same thing with Yapsor and Lanm too. Just like giving him one of these like classic heroes he's been so good on lately. That's what I'm looking for.
Do you guys say Lanm?
I don't know. I go both ways.
At Captain's Draft, I kept saying Lanm. I never even realized I was mispronouncing it. I got completely
How
flamed.
else do you say it? Lanham.
People say Lanm.
Lanham?
Lanham.
No one says
No,
that.
I've been saying,
nobody says
I've been
Lanham.
saying Lanm for so long.
Everybody says Lanham
I think it's because it sounds like I'm saying two different, like Lan M.
because that's his name.
Okay. So why did I get flamed, Shiver? You tell me.
By who?
Everybody.
Twitch chat.
It
Twitch
was
chat.
a unanimous flame.
I completely go back and forth. If one person says Lanham, I'll just say Lanham. Someone says
Lanham
Lanham,
just
I'll
it
say
sounds very
Lanham.
British, you know?
Lanham.
Lanham would be the
Yeah, good
British
sir.
way of
Yes.
pronouncing Lanham. Sure.
Let's
Because it's
ask
like
Owen.
LAN.
Yeah.
Like LAN party.
Yeah, land.
Lanham.
You don't say lawn. Yeah.
You
Lawn.
say
Oh, my lawn.
Hey, you boys want a lawn?
I missed those parties. Boy, oh boy.
No, Lanham has been playing a key factor.
You
in
just
these
said
games.
lawn. You see? You see?
Lanham.
Lanham.
That's very American. I'll just give it in between, okay?
Switch it up.
But
Okay,
the
perfect.
4 position of Vici Gaming has
Yes.
been playing very well this tournament. I mean, if you're looking for if you look at Vici Gaming and they have been fluctuating in performance, you kind of look like a person that has, you look for a person that has had stable performance. And I think the 4 position player has been doing that.
Yep, I agree. I think it's really Ori is the biggest question mark for me.
Yeah.
Who's going to actually show up? But here we're looking at Lanham versus my boy Yapsor.
Old Lanham.
Old Lanham.
Look at these hero damages for position 4. It's the battle of Skyrath versus
Yeah.
Zeus.
Yeah.
Currently Skyrath winning.
I mean, no surprise, I guess. He has also played more Skyrath
Yes.
than Lanham has played Zeus.
I think Yapsor is a bit more important here because he just seems to carry Secret sometimes as a position 4. But we saw, Liquid banning his 3 heroes here, so hopefully Vici Gaming saw that and like we're gonna copy it.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to do that.
Just copy what Liquid did.
Yeah.
That's what weaker teams have to copy the better teams, and then it doesn't work
But
out.
sometimes they just can't execute it the same
Yeah.
way, right? That's the issue.
Yeah.
We see that with
It's
Dead
hard
Prophet.
to mess up the execution of a band, though, to be fair. So
I don't know.
in this
Sometimes,
copy-
sometimes,
Yeah.
bro, you know. But we see that with teams picking DP and Dragon Knight all over the place and just losing consistently. And then we see teams like Virtus Pro who picked, I think, DP almost every game. It feels like, and they just keep winning. They just keep winning.
Virtus Pro indeed coming off stage victorious, and we can see which team comes off the stage victorious next time. It is Secret and Vici taking the stage.
Placing their faith in a new carry and a veteran playing a new position. This European team took a risk this season, but it paid off. Winners of 2 minors and the Dream League Major, their spot at TI8 is already secure. However, results have dipped lately, and it's time to get back on track. Welcome on stage, Team Secret! They underwent a massive change on the eve of the pro circuit. Change that would revive this glorious organization, recruiting the two-time DAC one-on-one champion, a TI runner-up, and a fearsome offlaner. This Chinese team has come back stronger. Four-time runners-up, they are on the hunt for their first DPC title. Stage, Vici Gaming.
Vici Gaming, this is their 11th DPC event. They came second in 4 of them, with 5 majors and 5 minors. Team Secret, though, have played in 14 events already, victorious on 1 major, won 2 minors. One of the first teams to be guaranteed an invite to TI, while Vici Gaming secured this event after other teams got eliminated, and they are ready to take the stage. They are both secured top 6 here, both secured $90,000, but obviously both teams want to make it to that top 4, which is what they will get if they win. And they also then will get $30,000 extra dollars, just because, you know, why not?
Money,
Here, money is nice, but I think for these teams, prestige and confidence is massive. It is all about gaining that confidence, morale boost before heading into TI. You need to know that you can win it.
Yeah,
and I think
for sure.
winning here will do it.
Confidence in your strategies. You know?
But
Yeah.
do you want to be that team
No,
that
everyone
wins?
Yes.
says
And then
that.
everybody focuses on
Excuse
you.
me. Team Liquid won the last event before TI7, and they won TI.
That's right.
And every time we've seen the trend, you copy what the previous TI winner did. When Wings won, it was sort of stick together.
You know, I'd like to take credit
Do you?
for Wings
What?
winning that TI.
What?
All right?
How?
I'd like to take
What
credit
do you mean
because
how?
they scrimmed DC more than any other team, and we beat them 90% of the time. That's not even an exaggeration. They learned from us.
I don't believe that.
They learned. They actually rage quit a scrim because they were down, or we were down by like 20K, and then what was it? Weeha like RP'd their entire team into the fountain or something ridiculous.
Where do you come into play?
Oh, I
said
just
you
take credit. I
Oh.
live vicariously through the players.
All
you
right.
see. That's what
I
team
s-
owners do.
I saw some photos of that roster boot camping, and you just had this fridge full of disgusting food. It was nothing but like
Dude, I treated them.
Hostess
I
and
treated them so.
pizza rolls.
If I'll admit one thing. None of them ate any of that. It was just me. I was the only
I'm
one
sure.
eating. They hated me for that. That's for sure. They don't like American food.
yeah, well,
Anyway, what were we talking about?
We're talking
well,
about
how
Secret
great
versus
you are.
Vici.
Yeah.
Because that is our next
Yeah.
matchup. Their winner of that goes up against Virtus Pro later today.
And we'll lose against VP. I think we're all pretty confident in
Can
that.
we just skip the line and let's go straight to the winners bracket finals?
No.
No?
Anything's
It's still fun to watch. You know?
It's still fun to watch.
Fun
It
to
will
watch
be. And
Dota.
I feel like there's a chance. Maybe Virtus Pro gives Iowa away. You never really know.
Yeah. Maybe they lack a little respect or something on some of those picks. Who knows?
I mean, that's it, right? Again, bringing up Puppy's interview, he said confidence is all about balancing cockiness and being confident in yourself. And maybe Virtus Pro will cross the line, maybe Secret will cross the line. I think that is actually one of the things that when you're talking about Team Secret, you're talking about their drafts. You're talking about Puppy drafts, and we know historically Puppy has been
yeah.
like threading the needle in terms of that confidence level.
Very stubborn,
Very stubborn.
which can be good.
Can be
Can
good.
be
It's really good.
awful.
For me, a TI3 at least, it was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kept banning the same heroes. So we'll see if he does this series as well.
Mhm.
You never know.
Who do you favor in this matchup, Bulldog?
It's so close. I'd say slightly Secret. I think they're so close to each other.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of like who just shows up a bit. And also Yapster is a big question mark. If he gets the hero he wants, he'll just carry the game.
Yeah, it just feels like a lot of their success is predicated off of Yaps or whether he has a good game or not. And if you're going to ban all his heroes, the question is, what's his 4th hero right now that he's playing? I'm not even sure.
Well, the Wind Ranger didn't work out too
Yeah,
well, so
that
maybe
was-
something else.
I mean, they could still make that work technically. We saw Zai kind of turn into a huge core, but probably dependent on the lineup more than anything.
I think of all the matches so far this tournament that I can at least recall, this one feels the most uncertain in terms of this. Like, I feel like there's such a high level of variance between where these teams end up, especially after the draft. I mean, Vici Gaming coming into this tournament was one of the teams that everyone was always first phase bounty banning every single time, no matter what. Then when they get it, they give it to Fenrir, which they typically do, and they have a support Pugna, and it's just like, this is it. This is like the bounty draft you've been waiting for like a month. And so, like, do you keep banning the bounties? Do you let it through now? Are they even going to execute with the bounty? And I don't know. I got questions.
The
We know-
criticism, sorry,
Sorry, you can go ahead.
ladies first, sure. I'll take it. The criticism that Vici Gaming has been having is that their game pace is a little bit on the slow side. And I've also been told that that is actually a good thing for Secret because that it fits their playstyle more.
Yeah, we saw against Liquid, it kind of got overrun there as well. So, and as you said about the Bounty Hunter, both of the teams kind of like it. We've seen Puppy play it a lot. Not so much this tournament, though, for some reason. They played a little bit at the start, but same with Vici Gaming. We don't know what to pick because Vici Gaming, they pick some weird heroes all the time. They're the only team who pretty much picks Zeus, support, and Pugna and all this kind of stuff. So the draft's going to be interesting, this matchup, for sure.
Very much looking forward to that one.
Zeus, let's see it. That's my hero.
As a core.
Yes.
As a core?
I think if they don't take it first phase, it'll get banned second phase. I would be pretty surprised. If they haven't shown like some sort of a Lanham hero or like some sort of like a fake Lanham hero, they're going to ban the Zeus second phase if you're Secret.
Right. Well,
be
before the
pretty
draft
shocked.
begins,
Okay.
we do have one community questions.
Oh!
I know you guys have been
Oh.
putting in questions all week, and we haven't
Goodness.
really
Who's
had a
the
lot of
lucky
time for it.
person?
There's been so many games. The lucky person is Bane or Jeremy JK 1122.
Is he
Great.
Jeremy or isn't he Jeremy? I don't know. JK. Not
JK.
sure.
Should Bane, a save mechanic with Nightmare, be nerfed or even removed? I think
No.
this question is mostly because we just saw Solo dominate with that, but he's like the only one that actually shines on
I
that
mean,
hero with that.
How many Banes have you guys seen in your life? Honestly, you've seen thousands of them. How many games look like that?
You can't nerf the Bane.
Come
That's
on.
like the only high skill cap he has.
Exactly.
Other than that, he just runs around like brain sap and ults.
Enfeeble.
Yeah,
Oh, high
you need
skill.
something that he can do,
Yeah.
and those saves are pretty
You
clutch.
need to nerf Solo. That's
Good
pretty
luck
much
with
it.
that.
Nerf his movement speed by 15, and then we're good.
Oi.
Pretty much.
Then he's never going to get picked.
10 then. All right.
Let's not. I think
I can
Bane's
give you
fine
5.
the way he is.
That's it.
Bane's fine the
Within
way
a
he
talent.
is.
Bane's a little too strong. He's going to get a little too.
You think so?
Come on. Yeah, those lane trades. Come on now. That's just
In the early game,
straight
yeah.
up
All
value
right,
plays.
5
Yeah,
movement
sure. That's
speed.
when he's strong.
No, this
We'll
is
allow it.
minus 10 movement speed like Wisp got, and the hero's balanced.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I
That worked for
I
Wisp.
want that level 10 talent to be back where Enfeeble gives you damage. It's a level 15 right now
Yeah,
that nobody
they,
gets.
Yeah,
they completely ruined
No
it.
one picked
mid
that
the
in
core.
Dota Pit. That was one of the most entertaining games I've ever seen.
And he lost,
And
didn't he?
they threw, to be fair.
But
they
that's how you
completely
get Bane
threw.
core, right?
I want to see that more. Let's
It's
see some flexibility in these heroes, you know? I don't want to see, like, I love these flex picks in general. Like Naga back in the day, like
Yeah.
a couple years ago, you don't know if it's a support
There's
or
still
if it's a
mind
core.
control Bane sometimes. They
Sure.
do that. A little bit of off-lane Bane.
I guess that's true.
All right. We have one more question, just because we can.
Okay.
Yay.
And this question is from Pogi07. Will Bulldog be interested in joining Veggie Esports team?
Who's on that team again?
Guaranteed at least Cap and Blitz. I'm not sure if Merlini's going to play. Maybe.
I think he had some
I
time
know.
restraints.
Yeah, they were looking for some cores, so some core players.
Aren't they playing NA?
Yeah.
Likely.
No, I don't want to play with them.
Why?
I don't like Blitz that much. I don't like him that
All
much.
right.
Good to know.
Why not?
We got it out of him.
I preferred him when he was a bit chubby. It was cuter then. It was more cute. I don't like him so much. That's all I got.
That's your reason for not playing with veggies.
Yeah, his voice was better as well, because when you're a little bit chubbier, you got a nicer voice.
More rotund. Okay. Wow, you got your answer, you know. There you go.
So,
There you go.
I don't think that was
What
the
if-
answer
what if
that
they went to Europe, so
POJ
you-
was looking for.
Yeah, what if you went to Europe so you could play in the easy region? Then would you play?
It's not. You got
Wait a
OG.
second.
You got
Who
OG
are you
there.
calling the easy region here?
OG and who?
Come on.
Mad lads.
NA qualifiers.
Is that Misery's team?
I don't know.
That,
no,
that's
five
the
dogs.
dead Cinderin team.
Five dogs?
Mad
Five
Lads.
dogs is Misery's team.
So what's Mad Lads?
That's
They're
Cinderen's
they're
dead
That's a
gone.
dead team.
They're disbanded.
So sorry.
Rip.
Ripped for Cinderin.
What's your team going to be called?
I don't have a team yet.
Is it
I know that
I
I-
don't know if I can say it here
Why
Oh.
on the
not?
stream.
Nobody
I don't know
is
if it's safe for
watching.
stream.
Nobody is watching. We can mute your microphone for a second.
I think no, I can't say it. Sorry. Let's just move on.
Okay.
Move on.
Well, moving on, now we are getting ready for Secret Vici Gaming. Now, if you're looking at hero comparisons and which heroes overlap, is there any heroes that are going to be in high contention here? Other than, you know, the typical instant bans?
I'm more interested if they're going to just copy the last time, or to copy Liquid and just
Copy
banning all of
Liquid?
Karoki, banning all of Yapsor's heroes. 'Cause
Poor Yapsor.
That
Yeah.
definitely changed the complexion of that series quite a bit.
I could see maybe in terms of like who has first pick, assuming the IOs are going to be removed in every single game. Maybe this idea of the Skywrath Mage, I think, has been a good hero for both teams, not just Secret. So potentially, if you have first pick as Vici, you could try and let it through and then just snag it for yourself. But other than that, I mean, not a whole lot of like overlap other than our like crazy meta heroes and stuff.
I can't wait to see Dragon Knight,
No,
and
please.
Death
Death Prophet
Please.
too,
I want to see
together.
Gyro a little bit. Haven't seen him in a bit now, so
That's true. He has kind of fallen off the last 2 days.
Aren't we
Yeah.
off Gyro?
We didn't have games yesterday,
Oh,
so
that,
there's
that's
that.
why. Yeah, okay. Might be.
Mid one here on your screen. He has been playing fairly stable this tournament, I'd say.
sure he has.
Do you feel like he's got the upper hand over Ori?
Oh yeah, I think so for sure. Because if Ori has a bad game, he will just run over him, and if he's got an Ember, he can just snowball win the game alone, pretty much.
So are we favoring second pick Secret then? Like in terms of having that final 10th pick, the matchup, is there any sort of, I can't think of a real gotcha hero that Vici play. Did they play that Brood game? Was that them?
I don't know if it was them, but yeah, it was.
I
them.
seem to think it might have been.
It was
So
definitely a Chinese team.
let's hope that they definitely don't have that as a gotcha pick.
Right.
You know what Secret hasn't used as a gacha pick? Meepo. They haven't
True.
used it yet, and we know that Ace plays an Ace Meepo.
They pulled it out against Vici, Game 5 of Captain's Draft,
Yeah.
in that epic
Grand finals.
series.
Yeah.
But I think Vici has learned their lesson. But I don't even know if the hero's even good. Though,
yeah,
at this
I
point. Like,
think
I
if
can't even
Abed's,
remember what they changed
you
at
know,
this point.
If he's not playing it, don't
Yeah,
worry about it.
I mean, it could be one of those heroes. If it's like really good in the game, could work out. Like if there's no, I mean, there's not going to be a Sven. There's not going to be a Phoenix. There's like 10 or 15 really good counters to the hero. If you don't see
Yeah.
them, you never know. Could be okay.
I don't even know if you need the hero counters, honestly, these days. It feels like Meepo's just
Yeah.
not quite strong enough to carry in the same way that, like that CCNC Huskar. Now that was a you don't have the heroes GG. That is for sure.
And it's not often you see CCNC carrying, so that was a very impressive game, winning his lane even. We saw what happened when he played against an actual mid player and just getting destroyed. Dying twice solo.
And of
Those were
course,
nice plays, though.
So I just had to bring that up. Not
Yeah,
sure.
I saw it.
That's okay. Last time these two teams faced, by the way, was at DAC, and it was Vici Gaming that 2-0'd Team Secret.
Oh. Do you think, is Ori a person that tilts? He must be, right? He plays like it. He definitely plays like a guy that tilts.
It's so much
really
harder
bad.
for us to get into that perspective
Yeah.
from the English side.
'Cause if
Well,
so,
have we
you-
seen them tipping? Like I find that a good
Yeah.
way to tell if someone's tilting or not in terms of how
Like
active they are with the chat
right.
wheel.
Yeah, that I guess we can see in the early game.
But do the Chinese
they end
people
up doing.
tilt a lot?
Yeah, they definitely do. We play basketball with them. There's some seriously heavy tilting. The Vici manager especially. My goodness.
Maybe it leaks over into
Yeah,
the
yeah,
player.
exactly. I can
Maybe
tell you.
Ori is the reason.
Yeah.
Is
He's
that
tilting.
the wounded hand I saw in the WhatsApp group
Yeah,
earlier?
Scriff got mauled a little bit. I don't know. There was words were had.
Basketball is serious business.
It's really seems
It ends
so.
up just like Dota. It's the exact same thing. Like, oh, it all
Yeah.
starts kind of fun. Everyone's having a good time. But, you know, all of us by nature are quite competitive. You know, some people say that's a charge. Other people are just wrong, saying it's not a charge.
But when I watch you guys play basketball, not to talk about this more, but I think on average people take 4 steps, 3 to 4
it
steps.
was pretty bad.
I saw a
traveling
video
constantly.
and
Yeah.
Black was sprinting to one side to the other, and the rest was just looking at it like,
Dude,
whoa, that guy
Black
goes
just
fast.
has endless energy. I can't even believe. Like I was watching from my room and you can barely see the court, but I could tell which
Yeah.
player was Black just by the how fast
We
he's running,
call
how
him
much
the
effort.
German tank,
Yeah,
and he just keeps yelling the whole game. It's very good.
Oh,
He's a beast.
speaking of tank, by the way, segueing back into the match, 11, I feel like, has played one of his best tournaments this tournament.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
a guy that, in the past, I want to say, kind of threw a lot
Oh,
of games.
he threw
right?
so many games. That
But he's
Cabin's
been
draft, best of 5, he won and lost them all of those games.
Yeah.
So, a little bit rough.
But much better this tournament, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, he had that
Standout
one
player.
amazing game on the Bat Rider where he just got off to a crazy good start. It was the best Bat Rider game of the whole tournament without question. He was second on net worth or first on net worth for a while there in terms of just like way ahead of the opponent off laner, and he just was able to
Yeah, but he
commandeer the match.
He still has a little bit throw in him. I feel. I've seen. Well, I don't know if it was the underload game when they were sitting in base all game, but then he just runs out to push and he just dies without
Yeah.
buyback, something like that, and you're like, all right,
There he is.
60 minutes into the game, that's not good.
No.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. He's a good offlaner for sure.
Most of his heavy dive heroes are kind of gone, though. Like, the Bat Rider doesn't get picked that much. The Puck isn't really getting picked. That was one where he was real hot and cold on. So he's kind of been stabilized by the meta of these tankier aura-based heroes. And ladies and gentlemen, the draft is finally there.
We've got a
We weren't
draft.
delaying on purpose, believe it or not.
Oh, we
So
just had
let's-
riveting conversation.
Yeah, I know. We
They're
know what they
leaving
really
the App
want.
Store heroes.
Oh, okay, well,
We'll see if that's a mistake. That probably means they're also going to
Skywrath,
ban
somebody's going to be open.
Lone Druid as well. It's going to get the ban then. It'll be fun to see it being played, but
Are they going to ban Lich and Treant Protector? Is the
Sure.
big-
Surely.
ban Phoenix as well.
They don't have enough bans for all of them. That's the problem. Who do you leave open? I do want to see Treant back, though, in some
I
capacity.
can agree with that.
He is not a bad hero,
Wait.
but
Yeah,
you
I think he
can't
can definitely work.
you can't first pick him with the intention of maxing your armor. Like, that doesn't work. You can't play Dota like that. I think it was
Yeah.
Vici Gaming Storm that picked it first two, which worked because he maxed the Invis spell instead, so he didn't max the living armor. So
Yeah, exactly. You have to play very aggressive in these dual offlane situations. Like, he should be strong right now, you would think, because he's a massive AoE BKB piercing root. And you're like, oh, hey, everyone buys BKB at 20 minutes, and it's really important to win those team fights. Wouldn't it be cool if we had a hero that countered that? But it seems just having some troubles with getting the hero to work for teams.
So they're changing the strat, focusing on Fada instead, banning all his heroes.
Like, he's
Yep.
just like, uh-oh.
It kind of takes
I don't
away
know, guys.
the kind of takes away the Yapsor
Skywrath.
Skywrath as well because of the lockdown. But they, Puppy's been playing a little Skywrath as well, so I don't think they care too much about that.
And we got Lone Druid is open.
Naga's
They
open
did
too.
lose with it. They probably picked Naga, but then they're going to counter with Elder Titan. I'm sure. That's where they're
Rubik is
leading.
still in the pool as well.
Rubik.
Now they're going to pick Naga here and then Elder Titan Lone Druid.
Bane.
Bane.
Elemental.
Bane Omni still in, something that
Puke.
teams have been running, of course. Very strong.
Another hero that Liquid banned against Secret in
Oh,
both their
first
games
two
was
Zeus.
Elder Titan, by the way, and Zeus Lone
Yes.
Druid opening.
Wow, we got them
Wowee.
both. We got the Zeus, seemed destined to come out in this series. Really like Secret taking the first phase. I definitely think Vici would have won for it.
Why that combo though? Is that a combo? Like, is there some synergy
It's-
that I'm missing?
Well, first they just want to steal it from Vici Gaming.
Sure.
And also, Lone Druid is... The Secret play is a little bit different because they usually always go range form, which I'm not a huge fan. But if you go to Radiance build, you want to win at 20 to 30 minutes, and then Zeus does so much damage at that point, even as a support.
So the timings line up.
Yeah.
Here's the real synergy. All right, just hear me
here it
out.
is.
All right.
All right, you
Mute.
Nimbus the enemy, okay? They run out of Nimbus. You Savage Roar them back into
Wow.
the said Nimbus.
Said Nimbus.
Sa-
Okay, because I wasn't following there, so I'm glad
said
to
Nimbus.
clarify.
The sixth man of the team, many a call the Nimbus.
I will say, if Zeus keeps making an appearance in these final games of the tournament, I'm sure he's going to be getting a lot of love from the Frog in the bad direction.
I don't want to see that though. I like this hero.
Yeah, but that Nimbus is very
Little
irritating.
low.
Nimbus is
OP.
very good.
It did get already a bug fix / nerf, and the fact that you can now see it, like the full AoE kind of deal. You can like see the
that was
the
just-
target. Yeah,
No,
really.
that was a bug
That
fix.
was a super.
Yeah, so.
But the
But-
fact
but
that
a
that was
nerf.
in the game for a while though.
Yes,
true.
Still in
So
beta.
Clockwork, huh?
5 seconds.
So Clockwork
remaining.
probably position 4, but we've seen some teams pick it up as the 3. Hasn't really been that great.
Yeah, very good here. Just someone who can target onto either the clock, or sorry, onto the Lone Druid or the Zeus. Either fine. The Lone Druid ranged form gets perhaps a little bit more valuable in the sense that he at least buys the Hurricane Pike, but so you can escape. But on the other hand, if you're just the Radiance Helm, you might just be tanky enough to not really care too much about.
Yeah, if you can just get the Baron in there.
Yeah.
If you took no damage, you kind of just man up against him, or just hit your way out. So we're just banning.
Team secrets.
All right,
turn to
Bloodseeker.
ban.
So I hear that both of the teams have played a little bit.
Bloodseeker Zeus, excellent combo.
Which means Slark is open. It's a good hero against Lone Druid.
Ah, very nice. Yes. No Bloodseeker to worry about.
So are you guys expecting the range Lone Druid, or is it not determined yet?
I don't know.
I mean, is it better, do you think?
I
One
think
or the
the
other?
Radiance is
Seconds
better
remaining.
because you just end the game so early, and people underestimate once you get the Radiance,
5
you're
seconds remaining.
probably the strongest hero in the game of that
Yeah.
time. Like no one can beat you, and you can just win the game of that very easily. But it depends if you have DP or playing as DP and lifesteal and stuff like that. So you want to be range.
Yeah, DP would actually be a pretty solid ban here.
Yeah, we sure don't want to see that hero.
She can build in those earlier pipes. As you said, she can just abuse that bear, just gain so much life off of it.
Could also ban Mirana here because Vici Gaming wouldn't be surprised if they picked it up.
True.
With the Bane.
When if you're Team
Secrets, turn
Secret,
to
do you
pick.
still want the Skywrath Mage, even though Zeus already brings so much magical damage? Do you want to try to spread it out more, or is that still a
Probably
hero
not.
that you're looking at?
Mirana.
Nice call, by the
They
way.
pick the Marana.
I just steal away from Vici
Depends on the
Gaming.
position that Zeus is, right? Are you guys expecting a Yapsor Zeus, or?
I think
Yeah.
Yapsor Zeus, because he's going to get that farm, and he's going to, 30 minutes in, he's going to have like 10,000 or something like that, and that person's going to be so scary.
So they probably need some sort of a disable for Puppy then.
Yeah, they need some stunners,
Like
and
a
they
Witch Doctor or something to that effect.
need some
10 seconds
tanky
remaining.
here as well, which Axe or Beastman would have been great here as well. Maybe they just pick a
5
Doom then.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm not usually one to say that block picks are really a thing. I think they get talked about a bit too much, but that one definitely feels like one.
Yeah.
Vici have looked very good with Marana, comfortable putting it pretty much anywhere. And to just deny that away from the Bane Marana seems like a real nice, it's almost like a double ban, taking the Brewmaster ban and then taking her. And targeting her going to be rather difficult with the hook shot, and obviously she's just leaping away.
That's why you get a Slark.
Pick
Slarky
it-
Malark.
Nice.
That is true. It's now even better.
Yeah, on fourth pick for Vici can pick a Slark. It's possible.
What is good against Slark that isn't named Bloodseeker?
The Void's okay.
Void is
Oh
good.
yeah, Void. That's classic. But Void's very slow.
He would be pretty
Like he would
difficult
be
to work
he'd
in.
be the off lane for Secret in this case. That it just doesn't.
It would probably be
feel-
off lane Marana, I'm sure, if you actually
I
went
guess
back
that's
for
true,
it.
yeah.
But
Disruptor is also pretty good.
Team secrets. Turn to pick.
Ooh,
I
All
wonder
right.
if the Secret's gonna just pick puppies here or not. Maybe just something simple like Ogre. He's played a bit. Revengeful for RM. They got pretty squishy here, so being able to save with swap is pretty good.
yeah, someone who could try and get a 4-staff would be okay. Yeah, we'll be
All right.
undying.
This is good because of the timing with Lone Druid. You can win the game at 20-25 minutes,
Yep.
which means they're if they pick Slark now, they're pretty bad spot. Team Secret can just win the game by the timing, and Slark doesn't get online
It's
in time.
It's also like the Venomancer and Undying combo that people used to run, or like the Venomancer Pugna,
10
where it's like
seconds
these two
remaining.
things that you can't destroy. You have like the Nether Ward and all the wards from the Veno. The same
5
kind of deal with like the
seconds
Nimbus
remaining.
as well as the Tombstone. It's
Yeah.
just you don't have enough time in a team fight to actually deal with both of these.
So the obvious counter against Undying is the PL, which is alright against Lone Druid as well, but Illusion here against Zeus is not the greatest. They got a lot of
Team
magical damage.
secrets.
Yeah,
Turn
and
to
he can
bat.
target the correct one, right, with the
Just going
bolt.
for the Slark, which we talked about. Scary is that they might just lose before he gets strong. That's the problem. But they have Underlord to defend with, and
You
he's
cannot dispel Savage Roar, right?
yeah, you can
If
can.
you use it first.
Like Dark Pact.
yeah, if
Yeah,
you
you can
dark
Dark
pact,
Pact
then
it.
you get.
Okay.
Yeah.
10
Should
seconds
Vici Gaming be
remaining.
worried about a Drow Ranger? I feel like she's on my
5
radar a
seconds
little bit more
remaining.
because we saw her earlier today, I
I
guess.
mean,
think
with
with
that
Clock-
buff to Zeus's base damage.
Well, I think with Clock and Slark, you shouldn't be that concerned about her.
But you can gust her out of the cogs, gust Schlock as well.
Yeah.
But
It's
how would they
No?
lane
Okay.
though? I feel like the laning
It was
situation
just
then
a
gets
question.
It's
real
just,
awkward.
it looks a little risky. I mean, I can see
Okay.
how it definitely could work. You know, that's a lot of damage coming out. But
I feel like we're getting a Fada hero.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see that.
can be played by Mirana as well.
Yeah, so I can just see something just ending the game with a DK
Team ban.
or DP, just win the game quickly. Kind of fits that as well. But yeah, you can just put. It's very open right now. You can just put a lot of pressure off lane with Undying plus a strong hero.
Actually, you said DK for Secret, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that at all. For once, I wouldn't mind. I know this. I would like it. In this
Why do you
lineup,
like it
actually.
here?
Because they need to finish early. I mean, they don't need to necessarily, but that
Feel a
would
lot better
definitely help.
going
10
early. Yeah, sure.
seconds remaining.
Get some extra tower push on
And
there
they
as
don't.
well.
I don't feel like they need damage.
5
They already have a ton.
seconds
Like
remaining.
a lot of these lineups that DK that people have been picking, it's as if they want that hero to do damage. He doesn't do any damage right now. He doesn't do any damage.
Yeah, but there have been these games
He
where
mitigates
DK
damage.
gets this Maelstrom and he suddenly feels so firm and he does so much damage, and I think that's kind of what people are envisioning
That's a
when they
1
pick
out of
him.
10 right there, Trent.
Well, that's what they're picturing,
Yeah.
and they're not getting it.
Happens 10% of the time. Ever since they changed the talents, it's been sad days for DK players out there.
Condolences. Storm Spirit ban, so just kind of looking for that Ori sort of catch-all hero. The Ori puck used to be the legendary one. Ori on the OD as well, pretty common. I think OD versus Mirana actually feels pretty good, but it will be the Ori puck. So this is
Alright.
of legend here.
I think we've seen it once this tournament.
Yes, we have.
And it lost.
And it
So
did.
They did go for the DK ban though, so this kind of works both ways, right? Banning that out and then taking the puck for yourself. And I mean, there's TA left, but doesn't really feel like a fabulous TA game.
Yeah. So it's a matter if you just put Mirana off
10
lane with
seconds
Undying to
remaining.
pressure or put it mid. So it's hard to tell. It works in
5
both lanes.
seconds remaining.
Kind of like just ending the game somehow. So I prefer Mirana off lane. DK would have been great, but just DP then or something like that.
Right now, they have very little in the way of disables as well. See how important that is?
Oh yeah, some disables would be nice.
I mean, a lot of these Mirana picks are because you have this setup stun, right?
No setup here.
Unless you can do the savage. I mean, you could do that if you're
You know
really
what?
coordinated.
We also haven't looked at the Arc Warden / Invoker, right? That's
Sure.
this like Team Secret, the Lone Druid plus these greedy mids has been
And the
something they've
Naga
gone
is still in
to.
the pool as well. They go for the Rubik though.
Heroes.
Okay.
So it's like
So-
Core Zeus.
I would love to see it.
Course,
Looks like a
Zeus.
mid
Yes.
one Zeus.
Oh, yes.
Fata Mirana.
Yeah, Nimbus.
Fata Mirana.
All right.
Anybody?
This might work a little bit better
You were
with-
right. Good job, Shiver.
Yes,
Oh, I meant,
got him.
It sounds like Fata Morana.
Yes.
Just like the, whatever. What do you think, Suns fan? Game number 1.
Zeus.
Whoa, I don't think that we agree with.
I do.
Do we?
Yeah, I do.
This
Yeah, we're
much in favor of Secret?
I did say 60.
You
Wait, he
did.
said 63, right?
Yes. That's actually.
Thank you, Twitter.
Wow. Very
no
impressive.
problem.
All
Trent.
right.
Wowee.
We got one for Secret. What do you think, Trent?
I'm actually going to go for Vici Gaming. I feel pretty good about the Slark game overall. I don't know if they're going to be able. I feel like these timing-based lineups where you got to be so fast have not been doing too well for me lately. Secret impressed me. Until then, I'll go with
Yeah,
Vici.
but Zeus.
Not support. Put him support. I don't know.
I'm going to have to go with Secret here to get the Radiance Lone Druid. Hopefully it does not go range form. Get the Radiance. You got a farmed mid one Zeus. Just win the game at 20-30 minutes. Easy.
This Lone Druid has hurt you before.
It's true.
You followed for this trap on the panel.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
Did it again?
Okay. All right.
All right, it's going to be fine apparently. Let's find out what's going to happen in the first game of the series. It is over to Toby and Kyle.
You know, as I watched that panel and you got Bulldog backing a Druid and Suns fan backing his heart, I just want to ask you, Kyle, who's actually going to properly win this game?
I think it's going to be 100% Secret. I
Okay.
mean, Bulldog predicted it. He can't be wrong.
No, Bulldog is never wrong. Can we go to the game?
Yeah, we can.
I want to go to the game.
I'm
Secret
actually-
VG, it was a real fun thing. Like we were sitting here, and we were having a nice little bit of a chat about how the draft could all play out. And in the first 2 pickups, like, oh, cool, I get exactly what I want. I wanted the Lone Druid, you wanted the Zeus. But we never knew where it was going to end up. We're talking support, we're talking Yamsorb, then the Rubik pick comes.
Yep. I love the Rubik pick, but I'm very surprised Vici didn't really address the Zeus. It was first 2, they had 4 heroes, and they really don't have an answer to it. The Rubik's great because not only do you have that damage amp aura later on in the game, but you steal Underlord Q. Like, all of a sudden you have a wave of fire, you can clear waves immediately. It's just a great pick in this situation. Zeus Lone Druid is my favorite in the history of Dota 1-2 core combination because you have so much ability to just protect your Zeus. You have the structure damage that Zeus lacks, plus the physical damage as you scale throughout the game, and Zeus just outputs more magical damage than any other hero in Dota. So it's so good against Slark as well. Like, I can't believe you picked Slark into Zeus.
Yeah.
He can still win them the game for sure, but
Yeah. You can feel confident in just the ability for Paparazzi to try and carry this game out. But can he have enough space? Does he get controlled more? And then you've also got the real comfort heroes for Team Secret up and running. Ace's Lone Druid, I was wanting to see this, just to watch Ace really just step up and be that real solid one for Team Secret. You've got Yapsor's Rubik, never underestimate this. I would have been even happy if he played his older hero, the Mirana. But now Fada gets this as an offlaner. It feels really good for Team Secret, for me, at least at the start of this game.
Yep.
But I can definitely see how VG Gaming can come back. Ori on his puck, something we're also very happy to see.
yeah, you have a lot more control on Vici. On Secret, you kind of don't have any tools of keeping them around the Tombstone, and a long fight will most likely favor Vici just because the Slark's can get the stacks, Puck can go in and out with his QW over and over, the underwood rate of fire. I mean, there's so much just repeatable abilities, whereas Secret, like, when Zeus ults down, you get away from Tombstone, like, what's left? They have no real reach and no ability to find kills or press an advantage, whereas Vici,
Ori?
ahead.
Is he? No. He's been pushing the issue. He's used Happy Tree Tango regeneration. So that's the reason why he's had more life than mid one, but really pushing the issue.
That W spam from Zeus is unreal, though.
Yeah. That's it's kind of like the opposite, right? You bring a magic stick to the mid lane, and normally against Arc Lightning this would be more than enough, but now it's not. I don't think you really want to be locked in with that bear, Lanham.
Mid one's lasting super well under tower as well. He has not missed. Okay, well, of course,
It's
as
fine.
I say that.
We didn't catch it on the Observer, so it's okay. Like, we're not going to say he missed a last hit.
Well, got denied in front of him. That's even worse. He had no experience at all. It feels.
This bottom lane, 11's just so strong. The cogs from Lanham, it pushes Puppy back out a little bit further. 11's really trying to get in and hit this bear down. It's very, very low, and Ace understands it. That's why Puppy starts the decays.
Ace might be going range form Druid. He's got Aquila synced up. Usually if you go in the Radiance build, you just rush that HOD straight into it, but Aquila makes me think this could be range form, and according to Bulldog, that's like a sure loss. So,
But do you really want to actually buff up your bear when you're going up against, like, at least in this lane, the two melees, and Underlord, who's fantastic against the melee? Like, he should be able to rip apart a bear.
yeah, but I don't know if the landing phase should, change your build throughout the mid and late game. And I agree, like, a bear right this game, you don't really have enough physical damage to take it down. Slark's really bad at killing bears, and that's your structure damage. You don't have any others. So I'm very concerned that if he goes for this range form, like, you still die to Slark. He hunts you all game. And now you're not going to be playing melee for him?
Top lane. Top lane. He just jump into the arrow. You've got the 2 points up in Starfall. Fenrir. Thanks to Brain Sap and Nightmare, however, Fada can't get the last bit of damage in to kill Fenrir as he moves back behind the tower. Clockwork also wasted a lot of time. He rotated towards mid and hid behind the trees, but the Observer Ward that was already planted by Team Secret saw this coming from a mile away.
Yeah, pretty static landing phase so far. The big key is going to be Zeus hitting level 6, and then all of a sudden you have a ton of global pressure on the map. You probably can expect a slow game, though, under the circumstances. You need a bunch of items on Lone Druid before you can make moves. Slark's going to get a Shadow Blade, then he'll be active, but until then, there really isn't anyone willing to rotate. Ori Puck might, but such a high emphasis on laning phase, especially because Zeus is always going to be shoving that mid lane. You don't really want to leave too early.
Yeah. This bottom lane is just... It seems to be a lot of fun when Lanham tries to deny up as many of his cogs as he possibly can. Wants to go after the bear with a battery assault, even burns a mango to try and achieve that. But it is not enough. Puppy is basically out of mana.
Yeah, pretty static laning phase. Top lane is doing better than I expected. Bane Slark not faring super well against the Rubik Mirana, but I mean, Mirana already with an Aquila. Wow. They should actually start pulling ahead. Slark needs Courier desperately. He's still sitting on 800 gold.
They got more resources flying for the top two. Yeah. Extra rewards for Yapsol. Bottom lane again, Lanham. It's almost a point where he's starting to feed the cogs over to Ace. Is that a harassment really worth it when the cogs get picked?
I mean, it's no experience. What is it, like 16 gold? It's not that bad.
Yeah. Every little bit to bring him closer towards Radiance.
Sure. If he buys it. Maybe it's psychological. He's like, hey, you should buy some other items that aren't Radiance. I'm going to feed you a little bit.
Yeah, Maelstrom looks really, really affordable right now. Bane Nightmare is out. Paparazzi's moving over. Yapso's in the neighborhood, and he's not going to go for the pickup. Yes, he will. Grabs Bane, drags it back down again. Level 2 Brace Up gives Fenrir so much life, and Fada leashed off for the moment, goes for the point-blank range arrow into Paparazzi. Thanks to the stick charges, Paparazzi got a little bit more life. Yapsaw, Fade Bolt still on cooldown.
You can
So
see
the only
there.
thing would be the roaming arrow, but it's still on cooldown as well.
Yep.
And bounties.
Yep. That's worth a trade, actually. They get the Shrine as well. 5 minutes is actually such a critical part of the game. You get the double bounty and then the Shrine. I mean, you feel great if you're Fada now.
This is the reason, too, why Puppy did that long walk around. Like, he's back behind the Tier 2 tower right now on top, going into the Dire jungle, because he went up and stole the VG Gaming's bounty rune, Dire side.
I love that move, though. I think supports don't use this nighttime period as well as they should. It's free to walk through that Tier 2, Tier 3 area on Dire. And it's just such an easy way. No one's going to see this rotation coming. Obviously, the Bane saw him, so this one will be sniffed out, but still.
Yeah. It's still a lot of heavy pressure. Fenrir turns around. Luckily, he does that, which means he avoids the arrow of Fada.
He would have actually got that pull. Really well played by Fenrir, but the creep attack actually missed uphill, so they don't get the aggro.
Attacking the Paparazzi. Again, these stick charges give him a little bit more life. He's just shy of level 6, so he can't just back off and regenerate. And he's also got to be careful. There's a Thunder God's Wrath available from Zeus.
Yeah.
So he cannot afford to drop low.
It's part of the issue playing Slark against Zeus. You have this easy counter ward ability in the W, and then the global pressure. I mean...
Yabso. He's in range of Fenrir, but he doesn't want Fenrir. He wants Paparazzi, and he can't get the grab. The sleep was already out, so get the pick up, and they just keep switching the Nightmare from target to target. Puppy will wake up. And Clockwork's rotated. Lanham in through the rear, trying to isolate Puppy. He does have a TP scroll, begins it now. Fenrir doesn't have the Nightmare, and Cogs, it's all a little too late. Puppy's already gone. Forced the rotation off. Now it's a 1v1 on bottom.
Yeah. Not the greatest 1v1 either for Lone Druid.
Oh, he actually pulled Ori over too. Ori was coming top. It's a 1v0 in mid.
Yep. Mid one doing a good job as well, just staticking the lane in the meantime. They do get his ward, but I think it's all right. He's actually doing better than I'd expect. Zeus actually 60-40ing this lane right now. Denies are equivalent, but still. I mean, or he left the lane, I guess. It's like 6 CS, no biggie.
Yeah. Backed off for a little bit, but it's the fact that mid one's ready to just give that huge damage, like 4 points up in the Lightning Bolt, got the Thunder God's Wrath ready. Just needs an easier rotation. Poppy puts down a defensive Observer Ward. A little bit further away from Lanham and definitely out of range of the Sentry.
Yeah, I'm concerned though. Ace is committing to this range form build. He already has Phaser Kill up. I'm not sure this is going to pay off for Secret, but it allows them a more even scaling throughout the game, but again, they really suffer from a lack of objective pressure in this game. And again, they have no reach. It's like no way for them to actually kill this Slark if he has a good game. So they are winning the lanes. It's good for them, but Underlord is like the best hero. It's stalling out the game and forcing you to respond to lanes.
He even just managed to, like Ace was triggering a salve and got hit by the Hellfire of 11 and lost it straight away. Like, Ace is not having a great time on bottom, and Lanham's waiting for the right time to strike, but striking also on top. Fada looking to come from behind, trying to force Paparazzi the opposite direction. Rubik jumps through, but Shadow Dance is going to be burned by Paparazzi. Gets back into the safety of the tree line.
This tower's taking a lot of damage. How did I not notice this? They're forced to glyph, but it's already 570 HP.
The glyph also helps VG Gaming on bottom lane. They had the creep wave underneath the tower trying to add more pressure, but it stopped now. Fenrir and Lanham rotate.
There's a Lone Druid there, Toby.
There is a Lone Druid there.
What's an Underlord going to do?
He's still hiding in the tree lines.
You got a smoked clock and Bane as well, but you're level 3. Is this really the play? And I mean, Secret's coming out to a big advantage. Nope, phase boots. You're not catching him.
It's when you think like Lone Druid's actually a squishy kind of hero, but then nope. Not when he switches form, not when he's got Savage Raw. So much space creation. But the number one net worth for VG is 11, and looks like he's itemizing a little bit. Like he's getting Soul Ring after already having the Ring of Health.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to buy a pipe at some point.
Yeah, it's like, where do you actually, like, it should just be piped straight out, right? Like, you don't need to have,
Yeah.
do you need the Crimson Guard against the Team Secret lineup, considering how much magical damage they've got?
I think you want it just because you're playing against Range, Lone Druid, and Mirana, and the zombies of Undying, which will do absolutely no damage to a Crimson Guard, but you want the pipe first. You're against Zeus. It's like rule number 1. You got buy armor against Slardar, buy pipe against Zeus. Like, it's gospel.
They're going for Rune Contest. Cogs are going to keep that bear away. Not going to stop Ace, or is it? Actually, he just walks in. Savage Roars, he'll grab it. That's 3 bounty runes to Team Secrets. They got both of the ones on the north.
Well played.
Critical.
Yeah,
We're 10 minutes in, and right now, like, I'm not going to say, are we another game? Award gets dewarded. Yay!
Man, it doesn't feel like, it feels like there's been more action than there has.
It has. It's been rotations. It's been diving, because no one's really respecting the Tier 1 tower line.
And you can't blame Secret, right? I mean, it's 0-0, but they're 4K ahead in 10 minutes. It's not bad. Winning all their lanes. Every single core has an advantage.
Here's Ori's movement. He's going to come down to bottom lane. I don't know if he's really going to find anything with this. Like, just before he came down here, Underlord TP'd out. He got dropped down to 25% of his HP, which is quite a lot when you consider he's got 1350.
Yeah, I mean, Secret, this is what you'd expect from their heroes. They're going to stay ahead. They're going to have a great mid game, but how do they close the game, and do they really have enough to answer the Slark? Because they don't. There's nothing they can do to kill him once he has items, especially if he has a BKB. Their damage output doesn't even threaten him. So,
is Ori bait now? Like, you push Ori to the bottom lane, maybe he's the only hero that can actually sustain on the bottom lane, but that's why Secret already 3-man smoking heading down south. Bane's in the neighborhood, so Fenrir could cause some problems with the Nightmare, and they've got 3 Ori targets to choose from. So which one looks more like the real Fairy Dragon? And now they know. Fate Bolt's able to connect, they know which one's the real one. Puppy holding the Tombstone, Fenrir begins his TP out, and Team Secret have no vision of this.
he gives Orb to Yapsor as well. It's a big steal. Max Illusory Orb, 280 damage. A lot of travel.
Not just the nuke on the wave, it's the repositioning for Yapsor. Not as efficient as a Queen of Pain Blink, but he'll take it.
This is the concern, though, for Secret. How do you actually extend your lead? You can see there's nothing they can do to threaten an Underlord under tower, especially now that he has a Hood of Defiance. I mean, effectively his HP versus magical damage is 2,000 plus.
Well, they're just going all-out damage. Like, that's a Mask of Madness being queued up by Ace. Like, they're just going to find their way to physically push through the lane.
I mean, it's a great item. I think range form Lone Druid is definitely on the rise because all of the items you would buy are just buffed recently. The Mask of Madness and the Maelstrom. MKB is now an incredible item to pick up as well. But in this game, I'm not sure that it's ideal because, again, I fear that the Slark has just no answer.
Absol, and that was fast. Gets hit by the Orb, hit by the level 3 Fade Bolt, and then just blasted down by mid one. He was there to do a D-ward and took 12 minutes and a bit, but we have our first blood.
Yeah, where's Nahaz when you need him? I'm sure that's the latest first blood of the tournament.
It does.
That's real.
Nahaz is down in the green room, probably watching, going, I know the answer.
Make it sound like he's that guy in class, a regular Hermione.
You totally know he's that guy in class.
Oh,
He is totally Hermione, just a man.
Oh, wow. Mid? What? Wow.
Yeah, so it just goes again.
He just orbed through, hit the puck with damage, jumped in, lift, W, Zeus ult, all of a sudden puck's dead, or he just caught sleeping.
Yeah.
Really well set up.
And that's a real hard one to watch as well. This is when, hey, you gotta start watching that rotation hero. The reason why Yapsor, like you fifth picked the Rubik, knowing it's gonna be a fun Rubik game, but the Illusionary Orb, he's gonna be hating letting that one go on bottom lane previously. Seals his death plus his supports.
Yeah, Mirana, another great Maelstrom buyer. This item is super strong. We saw, I think the first time it really rose to prominence was, I want to say LGD during MDL, where all of a sudden their gyros were all buying Maelstrom. Hero is incredibly strong. You get the components plus the active effect of the Chain Lightning, so better than the components, actually.
Is this Ace just actually getting, okay, no rooting on 11, he won't go for it. The Mask of Madness is flying out in the courier to him, so welcome to that increased speed, increased buff up, and probably a death of a tier 1 tower on bottom lane unless VG Gaming are able to hold him back.
What do you mean, it's Underlord? The tower's full HP.
It's going to go down, man. I feel it.
What are you talking about?
You get the rotation of Puppy and find the kill, burn through.
Like, what do you do? What do you do, Toby? What's the counter to
Hey,
this?
you know I'm kill hungry, man.
That might be the wrong game for you to be watching.
Maybe I'm watching the other side. Lanham at level 6, he can hookshot himself in. Hunt for murder, but everyone just appears to be accepting the status quo. Mirana's getting a Maelstrom, sure. In fact, literally she's getting it now. Bottom lane, there's the pickup. Tombstone's down, the entangle is out. Underlord cannot escape. Yamsel just needed to rotate in, drop the Firestorm on top of the Underlord, and now it's 3-0.
I just realized as well, the damage amplification of Secret is going to be nuts. Part of why I like the Maelstrom as well is it's obviously magical damage on proc. You not only have the Rubik aura that can turn offensive, but that Undying ultimate, when he's in melee range, that's 20% damage amp. That's quite substantial.
Enough to get through the Underlord, and they bring down that bottom tower to half-life. Slark needs to start having a bit more of an impact in the game. Maybe with the arrival of the Shadowblade, they're able to do such a thing. So 3 heroes smoke up on bottom. Paparazzi begins his TP. Takes a long time, but they're coming to bottom lane to try and fight this.
This is a timing for Vici. They have the Shadowblade and the pipe on Underlord. They're ready to go.
Yep. But then again, Zeus is sitting behind him. The hook shot, it's going to miss. Ace looking for a target. There goes your Moonlight Shadow. They've isolated Lanham inside the cogs. He did lock down the bear. Paparazzi gets the leash over on Ace. He needs more life. The Dream Call also holding him here. If they need the vision, they don't have it. The Moonlight Shadow. Vici Gaming can't hit what they can't see. And Yatso with the stolen Dream Call. Now Vici Gaming, they wanted to be the aggressors and they're in full retreat after losing 3 heroes on the bottom. Slark is still looking to pick up some of the pieces in the back line, but those pieces are very strong and almost at full health. He can take the regen room. No, he can't even get that from mid one.
I just realized he also skipped Aquila. He's not having a game I thought he was. I mean, yeah, he's got 5k net worth, but he's going to really feel the lack of that item as the game continues. His mana regen is not nearly as high as it needs to be, and he's going to be rushing BKB afterwards. This is a very selfless Slark build right now.
He buys the clarity to try and make up for it.
And I'm so surprised, not only do they whiff the hook, but they miss the puck initiation as well, and they still take this fight. Yeah, Paparazzi goes in, but he's just not relevant. There's no detection for Ace, as you said, and now Underlord's in there, but he's exposed. And yeah, he has a pipe, but Zeus is still plenty of damage.
It feels like desperation almost. Like, hey, we need to do something. We haven't had enough kills in this game. We know the laning phase doesn't really feel like it's going right. Ori hasn't had the big win that he needs, and they try to force it. But now, while that didn't work, they try and force other things. So the mid lane and bottom lane are going to be the 2 tier 1 tower trade-offs. While this creates space, bottom lane hook shot goes after Fada. He's able to leap himself away. He's such a hard hero to lock down. The mid lane, Underlord, well, he'll use his Dark Rift, and I'm waiting for Yapsor. Actually, he can't steal that. He's already got the Hellfire. But he takes, wait, I don't know if he really meant to take Paparazzi back with him then.
Sure,
Either way, Paparazzi was farming top and came to help in mid.
Yeah, mid one's got a Kaya. So, I mean, again, math is not my strong suit, but you've got multiple sources of damage amplification, then of course you buy an item that increases your damage output by 10%. This Zeus has to die if Vici want to take a team fight. That pipe is actually not going to be enough.
But they then got to reach the back line. Advantage for Vici Gaming is they've got heroes that can do this. Like Clockwork, Puck, and Slark should all be able to change the front line of this fight. But so far, it's like Team Secret's positioning and vision, they've already seen Paparazzi coming. Or they're that tight together, there's always a response. There's always a lift. There's an Undying Tombstone. There's problems.
Man, this game is so slow from Vici as well. Like, I'm talking about them as the ones that need to be making moves, but they haven't really even attempted to cross the river at this point. They're not even on the board.
Yep. 18 minutes in, not a single kill to their name. Not even like a forced denial out. It's been rough, and things are going to get rougher. Is that Maelstrom actually already done onto Ace? Yeah, it is. So Maelstrom, Mask of Madness now onto this lone Druid. So they've doubled up the Maelstrom. You got BKB arriving for Fada. I'd say shortly at the rate they're gaining gold, and Zeus is going directly into the Aghanim Scepter. Like, you're going to put Vici Gaming into a Nimbus in these fights.
Yeah, he's going to have it very soon as well. I still question how Secret can really close out a game. You can get rows, you can threaten, you can win fights, but for now I think they're content. You know, just keep shoving. You have a bunch of heroes with excellent wave clear. Rubik with the stolen Firestorm is essentially a core for the next 3-4 minutes.
Unlucky Father. the creep wave moved a little bit early, you would have been great. But they get the luck on top lane. There's a Observer Ward by Dire which got planted directly on top of the Obs and Sentry, so that won't last much longer. It was already pinged out. And that's when I start looking towards the Dire vision. They got one ward, which was like set behind the tier 1 tower on bottom. And then what else do they really see? Like, how are you meant to go for these smoke ganks when, okay, right now they see Lone Druid on top and they see Zeus on bottom. Everything else is dark for them, and Zeus just TP'd out to come and join the fight up on top. Because of that Observer and Sentry that got planted down previously from Secret, they know Underlord is alone.
Getting a DD though, top rune, and I don't know if this smoke is going to pay off for Vici. Like they invested heavily in these items to make things happen. The pipe on Underlord, the blink before the treads were finished on Puck, Shadow Blade before Aquila, but they can't do anything. It's too hard to just run into Secret's lineup.
Yep.
And you can't fight into Tombstone.
I like how also Team Secret are ready for the fight. They transfer the bottle over to Fada so he can hold the double damage rune. Zeus doesn't care, like he just put a Staff of Wizardry into the slot the bottle was. So he'll have everything he needs for the fight. AIDS is still forcing in the top lane. Can Vici Gaming even fight once Team Secret have their BKBs up?
I don't think so. I mean, that was something I neglected to mention, but they have no real BKB piercing disable or damage output.
It's like Fiend's Grip, but if you do that, then you've still got a Rubik on the field who's going to absolutely enjoy that. And that's the next item for YapzOr to make sure he can grab it. It's going to be the Blink Dagger.
Oh.
Mid lane, initiation is over on Fada. Fiend's Grip is out. Pick up and throw down. YapzOr trying to get in range for it. And yeah, he got it. He got the Fiend's Grip. Just needs a good target. Underlord already starting the Dark Rift out. But damn, that damage. They need more of it. And will they? No, they don't. All the way back to base 11 goes. Fada will fall. Vici get themselves on the board. Fenrir also TP out. No, the Yule Scepter and Savage Roar both being used. So Fenrir will go down.
And not just that, yeah, but that's the Vanguard Pipe Underlord. He is not a target you really want to be going after in these fights. But who else do you go for? Everyone else is so mobile.
It does show that sustainability, which can be there for VG.
Yep.
Oh, goodbye, extra ward.
Well played by mid
Wait,
one there.
are they actually wardless? Yeah, they're wardless. No vision on the map, but you got 2 extra obs on the Bane.
Nimbus 2000 online as well for the Zeus. Ready to go.
This is, I think it's a broken Harry Potter. I can just send my broom wherever the hell I want it.
Yep.
Globally.
Kind of imbalanced when you think about it.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the better ags in the game.
You could always give it back to like, remember the old Nature's Prophet TP? You could only TP where you've explored.
I've never actually seen the interaction, but is Wisp Zeus a thing? Can you just like tether him and then he gains the ability, drops him on the ground, and you go elsewhere?
I don't know. Never seen it tried. I'm seeing him try and kill off the Underlord. I say try and succeed. So even with Pipe as well as Vanguard, they get through him. Didn't burn either of them before his death.
So, and if you look over there, right, you got the Nimbus on top of the Tombstone. That ring is a pretty good metaphor for how they want to be taking their fights, but how do you keep them in the Thunderdome?
Good information. The Nimbus is to the east. Ori's going to have another orb up in 2 seconds' time. Roshan's still dropping. Ace is letting his bear tank it up. Puppy wants to rotate around. The Tombstone is just going to time out as well, and maybe Team Secret don't feel like they've got themselves a fight unless they can get a pick, and that's why they look towards Fenrir. The Nimbus for the initial start to slow him down. They get the secondary one, and damn it, Thunder God's Wrath. You really can't run Agadims and Kaya. Life is just so difficult for anyone on VG.
As they Zeus ulted, they should have gotten a glimpse of vision of the Slark, who had just picked up his BKB. He's going to go in now. He has BKB. There's nothing to deal with him for a little bit, but same time, you don't do much damage just yet.
Hook shot, nice from Clockwork, finds his target over onto YapzOr. The Dream Call does hold him here, but Clockwork, where's the follow-up? It was just like Liner was left for dead. That's the wrong game. Entangle onto the Underlord, and then the pit, that's better control. Paparazzi BKB time. He has to do something more. The Zeus is at least gone down as Paparazzi will pounce away. A huge kill for VG Gaming. Paparazzi got 442 gold, 422 gold for that one.
That was well played by Ace. He actually feared the Slark before he could open, and then immediately he caught an arrow. So, as you said, where's the follow-up while he was running away?
Interesting choices from Team Secret as well. You bring down Roshan by 2/3, and then you're willing just to walk away from it. You understand that VG Gaming can't kill Roshan. They don't have a lineup to steal it.
I think we saw it in the last series as well. A lot of teams recognizing the value and cutting their losses, not forcing It's the same in poker, where it's being good is not about maximizing your wins, but minimizing your losses. So much better to just leave Roche, set up, make sure you're 5. You don't ever want to take that fight with Tombstone down. And especially if Nimbus is on cooldown as well, like you're just not nearly as strong as you can be.
VG Gaming, at least now, like I was worried this game would be totally one-sided, but they're at least starting to slow down the advantage the Team Secret was able to create. Maybe not through experience, that's still a lot better, and definitely not through opportunities. It's still Team Secret finding these time and time again. So goodbye to the Underlord, and maybe now they will finish up Roshan. And money.
They're in a very good place now. You have BKBs completed on Ace and Fada.
Ori, jump away. It's worth it for the 4 bounty runes in some way, especially if he gets the courier, which is about to fly over his head with a BKB. That's Ace's BKB coming in.
And Fada's still like a couple hundred gold away. Here's the slot, though.
Yeah, he's going to lose that Shadow Dance pretty soon as he comes in closer. The Rockets from Clockwork get the information, and once again, it's just one of these supports slightly out of position for VG Gaming that just gets wrecked.
You gotta kill the Zeus, but how do you do so?
Buyback?
How do you fight through a Lone Druid and an Undying Tomb?
Well, maybe the answer is you just don't. You're seeing Team Secret, like they're farming up the Ancients at the moment. They don't even want to do Roshan. This is now the second time they've started Roshan, and it's turned into a kill onto a support of VG Gaming.
Yeah. And obviously, you know, they have a big lead. It's 13-2, but this gold advantage was what, 5,000, 6,000, around like the 7 or 8 minute mark? It's only 8. So yeah, you're ahead, but at the same time, you don't have much to deal with the Slark as the game progresses, and eventually him and Underlord are going to be incredibly difficult to take down. No one can kill Zeus just yet, but give him a couple more items, all of a sudden you're going to have that sticking power, and if Zeus, like, you see the damage output, but that's most of what they have.
Here comes VG Gaming. Secret feel like something is up. That's why mid one just lightning bolt the other side of the trees. Paparazzi's in close. They put down the Observe Ward to give more information. And something Team Secret didn't see. Bay made it down the river before the smoke broke on him. And there goes Jabir back into Roshan. The Observe Ward they planted in mid did see all of Team Secret gravitate back towards the pit. So here comes VG once more. But Paparazzi is so far away, he shouldn't make it here in time. So it's going to be up to Ori. The puck does not jump in, but Japsor does. Picking up 11, pulling it back in. The Dark Rift will begin. You've got the control over on Mirana, Ori. All 3 of them will be taken back by this, all the way back to the base, which now means the Team Secret 100% have Roshan.
Very confused by the Vici play.
What's their intention?
Yeah, I think you're fine. You want to keep Paparazzi bottom, but if you're going to contest that Roche, you got to be in the area. Their smoke could have theoretically wrapped around between tier 1, tier 2 Radiant, but they kind of just walk in, clock goes, he dies, and I just don't know what the logic is, the move.
Well, that's the thing, right? Especially in your job as the analyst. Like, I have to work out what's in the mind of VG Gaming. Why did you go in? Why did you do this? And there does appear to be that question mark over the head.
I mean, I just can't believe Slark doesn't have a killer right now. They don't have one on their team. I brought this up multiple times while casting. It's the one item that you should not be skipping. 2 armor to your entire team is not negligible, and it's by far the most gold-efficient item in the game for what it gives you, especially on an agility hero.
Team Secret have got it. They're running 2 Quills.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great item.
It's backpacked for Lone Druid, but it's still there.
Yeah, the one downside of the range form Druid, of course, his bear is walking around with no items. He has no slots.
Fear onto the Clockwork, sending him away. Quick Nightmare as, well, actually the Lightning Bolt reveals the Observe Ward that was planted.
Yep. Understated benefit of having the Zeus is, I mean, that was the ultimate.
Paparazzi can finally have a kill. Oh, no, he can't. Yapsor's got a Blink Dagger. Wait, not only Yapsor has a Blink Dagger, he's got Dark Rift.
He's not done. I like his decision, though. That's why he's staying bottom, because he knows he can join his team top and just Dark Rift onto the bear.
Jumps in, Lone Druid, pretty low. Soul Rip's going to keep him up, however. As Ace just keeps the pressure on the tier 2 tower. It's like they're trying to keep Ace low. Meanwhile, Slark. Nice grab from Yapsor, and then Fada just follows through with the perfect arrow. That's 1 minute without Paparazzi. He spent the money to buy the Silver Edge.
What's that going to do? How does Silver Edge help you in this game?
Now I'm wondering who he's trying to break. Yapsor's now going to, because Fada TP down, Yapsor's going to take him back. All the way back north, they jump in closer towards Ori. The pit has to be put down from 11. Mirana rooted down. The Firestorm stolen by Yapsor, so more damage to add to an AoE fight, which is exactly the type of fight that Vici Gaming keep finding themselves in.
3 wards on Puppy. They can take a lot of map control right now. Look at this one he's about to place.
Just inside the base.
Yeah, so good.
Did they see him? No.
Nope. Nighttime.
Yeah, nighttime, and then just walks out as the Moonlight Shadow came back on him.
And that never gets countered if you get it off that way. And that's going to set them up to push tier 3, especially when they still have this Aegis. Next 2 minutes, Ace is going to have 2 lives.
I like how they're dragging the creep wave from mid lane up to the top 2.
Yep.
They want Vici Gaming to be attacked from multiple angles. It's also efficient farming.
Yeah, it's a very just experienced core player move. It's something you don't see a lot of tier 2 teams pull off, but cutting waves so effective at this stage. Like, that's why the mid wave is providing them so much vision, because they get that extra creep wave. You don't really want to be forced to travel there, and especially when you got 2 heroes, technically, you know, just have your bear homie help you out.
Nice little battle on the top arcane room. That would have just enabled mid one to spam the living crap out of this mid lane as they push high. Because that's what you were worried about, right? Like Team Secret, do you think they still now have enough to fight against VG Gaming inside their base? Can they push the high ground with the Aegis on Ace?
You can try, but the wave clear of Vici is just so strong. It's very difficult to actually threaten high ground.
They got double catapults with this one, so the catapults at least keep their distance. The bear gives the vision up the hill. Try and Crimson Guard up. Well, it's difficult, but not impossible. First bear will die, the resummons available. Puppy just drops the Undying Tombstone, plus that ultimate of his. So new bear up, new creep wave as well, which means all the minions that come along with it. VG Gaming want to come close, but they can't do it. They can't reach the Tombstone. Their creep wave will melt. They've gone through the tier 3 tower, jump in through the rear. VG Gaming trying to come from behind, and Paparazzi just got exploded. That's a ticket to go the whole way inside the base. What do we got for an extra steal? Of course it's a Dream Call. More control. Fenrir's on the run away from Vada. YapzOr jumps up to try and kill him off, but mid wants to want to do it with a Nimbus. This is a mid-rank thing, and because they've taken the top tier 2 tower, Team Secret can go for more if they want to. There's nothing that stops them from fighting, especially when you've got YapzOr with the initiation of Dream Coil. Ori jumps in. He's going to join his way up towards the top, hook shot in, but the arrow, it actually flies underneath the clockwork, and it may not matter. The blink in from YapzOr, it's a double Dream Coil. VG Gaming, they look like a shambles right now, having real issues inside their base. 11 wants to get out of here, but I don't think they can. The only way to get out of here is by calling GG. They are actually locked in, and they do it. 32 minutes in, VG Gaming say there is no more to play this game. GG, well played. Team Secret take game 1 in this best of 3.
What? I don't even have words, Toby. What the hell was that?
Hey, that crowd looks stunned as well. The lights are the only thing which are currently stimulating their brains. What the hell just happened here?
That was like... There's too much... I mean, what? They don't defend the tier 3. Slark TP's tier 2, knows they have vision of him as he teleports in because he loses his ultimate for a full like 4 or 5 seconds. Great ward by Puppy, by the way. Walks in, dies before BKBing for the 2nd time. They didn't do anything.
It did feel like that. It was 20-2 at the end of that fight, at the end of that game. The first 10 minutes, like, do you question, like, where was the tempo set? Like, Team Secret just seemed to get everything they wanted at any time they wanted it.
What the hell? Like, I honestly don't even know. I don't know how to break that down.
Okay, Carl's got no idea. Let's go to the panel. Do you have an idea?
I've got no idea. That's why I've got all these guys helping me out, giving all these ideas to me that I don't have originally. And I think this is the first time, and I'm sure Nahaz would be able to give you loads of stats on this, but it took 12 minutes before First Blood happened, and that's definitely the first time in this tournament. And I don't think it would happen that often in a professional Dota 2 match, not between teams of this caliber. Here to discuss that first game of the series in the lower bracket, Suns fan, Trent, Bulldog. Suns fan?
I'm really looking forward to analyzing this game.
Yes.
They lost all 3 lanes.
They did.
And that is the game. Thank you for joining us today.
And
Appreciate it.
over to the commercial.
Yeah,
Zeus
what
is pretty
is there
good
to say about that game? It's a typical, okay, you lose all 3 lanes.
Yeah.
This was the fight they had to win.
Yeah, this is the fight. They've got the pipe here, but then YapzOr steals Firestorm. He steals the puck ult right here, and coming up, and if you lose this fight, you lose the game pretty much.
And they didn't have vision for Moonlight Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, at
And
this
that
point in the
turned it.
game, I think it was like 9 minutes in or something, there was about a 3 to 4K gold disparity between the supports on Team Secret and the supports on VG. So you have Yapsor and Puppy who are playing and interactive in these engagements, and you have a Clockwork who's struggling to get these hook shots in, trying to get past the tombstones and everything, trying to make it just right, and it felt like no one ever came online, honestly. Like, again, that bottom fight, really can't stress enough. You went for this instant pipe, things actually looked okay, you gotta win that fight. You got the puck, got the Underlord.
So it
did
felt like
not.
this whole game, VG Gaming was waiting for something. Something to get together, to come.
They needed a BKB on Slark, which they got, and went and killed the Zeus middle, but it's just not enough. Because at that point, their entire team of Secret is strong and formed, so it's just too little too late, and they could never do anything, because they have a puck. They have a puck.
Puck's a rough
Useless.
hero. You really don't expect it to come out. We even said it's like, oh, he used to play Puck, but it feels like every time they go back to it, it's just not the hero it was before. You need so much damage from your other two laners, and obviously the Underlord wasn't quite enough, and the Slark, by the time he came online, it was just too late.
What did you think of the range lone? I mean, obviously it didn't matter because they lost all the lanes, but after seeing that, the range lone druid versus what you originally wanted.
As you said, I don't think it would have mattered. I think the game would have been a little bit easier, honestly, if you get the Radiance, because for them to run into that. But they had the pipe. But again, you're playing a Zeus who will remove all that. So I don't think it matters. I would have still preferred the Radiance build.
So like 10.5 minutes in, or 10 minutes in, they have about a 30% gold difference. That is.
It was like 4K gold.
The question
got
is,
26K.
can we give the MVP to somebody who died? I don't. Let's just take them out. They're not allowed to get MVP.
I mean, I would give the
Okay.
MVP
Okay.
to mid one.
He died.
Despite
One time.
dying.
Did he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was 20 to a
Yes.
20 to,
Okay.
to a 2.
At least that's what it's. I don't.
It did
remember.
die middle.
Oh, mid one.
Hey,
Yeah, he
yes,
did.
BKB.
Yeah,
He
the
did.
BKB kill.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Sorry.
There you go.
Picturing the boys.
Fine. I love Zeus. You know me. I'm a
All right.
pushover.
Do you want to give it to Fatus Miranda?
No, mid one's fine. Zeus.
Zeus?
Yes.
All right, all right.
I love that hero.
Zeus it is. We give it to
Next
mid
hero
one
that we're
MVP.
gonna see, Ricky. That's the next one on the list, guys. Gonna get buffed next
That's-
patch
That's a bit too far.
by
I
TI.
think
Yeah.
these Zeus buffs, though, like that used to be a puck lane, right? This whole idea of like Zeus had this bad base damage, so he had to use the arc, and there was some advantages and everything. But now Zeus is just a monster. There's nothing that phase shift provides for you in that matchup. So I think VG maybe getting caught thinking that was going to be the Yapsor Zeus. Like I think it's a logical thing to think. Honestly, we've obviously had far more support Zeus as of late. So.
I think the main question for this game, Bulldog, is that was this game purely draft, or was there a level of outplay going on? Like, now that you've seen these two teams with the first game, how do you rate this matchup? Because before this series started, you said this is very even and anything can happen.
Yeah, and I did say it was slightly Secret
You
favored.
did.
I
Yeah,
did.
yeah, you did.
But yeah, there was definitely.
But I mean, this wasn't slight. Slightly.
Yeah, but he also
actually.
said who shows up as well. Right?
Yes.
Who showed up for Vici? That's the question.
Secret definitely had a better draft here for sure, but there was that time when we talked about that Vici Gaming could have snowballed or won that fight, and Slark could have gotten out of control, but losing that fight, losing all 3 lanes, it's Puppy being useful.
And probably if your whole draft kind of relies on that one fight at like 9 minutes, maybe that's not so,
Maybe
so
that's
hot.
not good.
Yeah,
Then there's definitely a problem in the draft.
yeah, maybe.
Will Zeus be banned?
That is the question, and that question will be answered in Game 2, which is going to happen after this break.